So, a true bhakta, now they know the noise and the gossip and the pollution of the unawakened minds caught up in the samsara. And so they tend to veer away from them a little, and they will never miss satsang, never. They may be dying and they will listen. Why? Because they want this. They need it. It becomes like that. You need something. I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about an attachment, but it's like their propensity is, if they don't have a satsang, they will have a Gita with them. If they don't have a Gita, they will have some other book with them, which they will read. Even one paragraph, they'll keep reading again and again to give them some lifeline. So, or they'll go to the temple or the church or the pastor or wherever they find something. So I can give you my example. Sometimes if I'm on a long journey, okay, and I'm with somebody who wants to listen to the radio. So then I will tell them, I don't know what's on the radio, so I'll tell them, can you put on the Bible channel? I would rather listen to a pastor. If I get to listen to any spiritual teacher talking, I'm happy. Why? Oh, my company. So, I don't travel a lot with people who listen to radios. Probably this is a 25-year-old story. But the point is, yeah, you really become discerning. Because ears, that is, this whole tradition is called the Shruti tradition. Whatever enters your ear. So if you have friends who just talk, complain, etc., then that is how we become very quickly. What you read has probably 5% power on you, and what you hear has 95% power on you. That is what we believe. So the herd has greater influence. That is why listening to a teacher, showing up for satsang, being careful what we write and speak in a satsang community is very important. Okay. Then, so naturally, they are very discerning about their association. And tulya-nindā-stutir. Tulya means balance, ninda means criticism, and stuti means flattery. And samsaric people talk like that, They are a bit detached, because this is the samsara way of pulling you in. Neither criticism, of course criticism is worth listening to see if you can make any corrections, if you've lacked in your dharma, but otherwise generally, okay. Maunī, very important. Maunam means silence. One of my first knowledge of someone deepening is like, are they having less to say, or are they having just more to say? It worked for myself too. Is there more to say, or is there quietening? It's a good check for yourself. That was a check for me, for myself. So that is an important. Why silence? Because speech, these sense organs, they tend to get active, and they tend to just like talk and perpetuate samsaric cycles. I really like online satsang now because when I used to do in-person satsangs, my students just loved talking to each other. So they would be silent when I was there, and then they would be so loud before and afterwards. So I realized that, oh, you can teach, but unless you teach them Bhagavad Gita, verse by verse, word by word, and let the students come on their own if they want to. Don't come, don't come. Come, come. And understand why your words become less. Why you don't feel the need to exchange samsaric GPS all the time. Why you can be quiet and experience a bhava, a rasa inside you. This comes slowly. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of beautiful students also. I'm just saying that in crowded situations, like when I go to India also, Guruji, please do satsang, please do. Loud, 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 talk, 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 lot of speeches, lot of... There is one quiet person in the audience. They might not even ask a question. But then I know that person is deepening. So I'm not saying that one should be artificially silent, but maunam is a sthiti, a natural condition of Atma. It is a communication of the Atma. Mouth is the mouthpiece of the ego. Hence, then in my physical teachings, I made rules. We will be quiet. We will eat quietly. Then gradually, people were responding. So I'm talking about start. Then gradually, this is why we have disciplines. This is why we have satsang. And then gradually, in the more and more quietness, something emerges that was not visible in the noisiness of the samsara. So if you live alone, if you have less people to talk to, if you have a partner but you don't have a very chatty relationship, it could be a sister, partner, mother, father, boyfriend, it's not very chatty, it's okay. Ishvara mandates that you have a very contemplative inner journey. So maunī is not just physically silent, but silent contemplation. That is a maunī. That is why another term for yogi is muni, M-U-N-I, don't forget. And Bade Baba, my great-grandfather in Adi Bhagavad Gita, mainly uses the term muni. And even in Bhagavad Gita, muni term is very much used because muni comes from maunī or maunam. So a silent contemplation is like the swan silently moving through samsaric waters without fluttering the water too much. That is something important. And we are coming to a close to this verse. The next word is santosha. Santuṣhṭa comes from santosha. Why does a bhakta come into more and more santosha? They do their work as is prescribed by their duty, but this is the essence of bhakti and karma yoga, that you leave the results to Ishvara. So you do your best, but you leave results to Ishvara. That's it. You leave the results. So if Ishvara wants to take you this direction, then the fruits from this direction will stop coming. Or the food from this direction will stop coming. And if the Ishvara, then you start moving according to the greater will. You are content. You're content. I remember my uncles, my fathers, every day I used to hear this. Malik itna dijiye, jame kutumb samaye, main bhi bhuka na rahun, sadhu na bhuka jaye. What is this saying? Malik means, oh master, means the master of the universe. Give me just enough that I and my family can be satisfied in it, santosha. And I don't go to sleep hungry. And if a sadhu is going through my town and stops at my door, then I can feed that sadhu. Because the tradition was that sadhus can come and householders would treat them like royalty. Because we have this concept of giving to the sadhus. So it's like, okay, I have to feed a sadhu. So people would, do what they can. So, oh Lord, just give me enough. So there was always, when I grew up, there was always this moral teaching around santosha. Just enough abundance that I can take care of a guest, especially an honored guest like a sadhu. Sadhu, sadhvi, these are the eminent spiritual folks, the yogis, okay? And then an interesting word is aniketaḥ. Aniketa means, sometimes you'll meet Indian people with the name Aniket. But aniketaḥ means one who is not attached to their place of residence. And that's very interesting because, we all seek our home and hearth and we feel comfortable. But yet it's good to keep remembering that we are visitors, that we are having a virtual samsaric experience, that we don't live here. That is why do not, the world is a bridge, Baba said. Cross over it, but build no house on it. So what that really means is that life moves us around, time moves us around. I was born in a small town. I grew up in a rambling house, where I live now. It's like, what are you holding on to? You came naked, you'll go naked, you'll carry nothing with you. So they live in this world like travelers, So we again have more sayings like, a house is where a sadhu lives for the night. That's the house. So a sadhu doesn't build encampments and they just settle down and they're completely inside themselves and that's their house. So what is this teaching us? It's teaching us not to be so, on our deathbed. Some of us are just still thinking about our property and our car and our house and our, what is it called? Somebody can sign for us. Some legal terms are there. Oh, let it go. That is the best one. So then finally Krishna says that these people are there. How can they be living so loose and easy inside samsara? How? Because they are more in love with Atmic Ishwaric reality through this knowledge. And they begin to look at samsara with a little bit of detached eye. They become sthira-matir, their intellect, their thoughts, their thinking, their knowledge, their attitudes, their ideas become firmly fixed in Ishvara. Again, remind you, Ishvara is not a person. Ishvara is a principle. Ishvara is a Sanskrit technical, scientific name for that intelligent power that dwells in every particle of the universe and can take any form we wish it to. And such people, such devotees, such bhaktas are very dear to Ishvara, says Krishna, who is an avatar, who is considered an avatar of Ishvara by billions. I believe I've gone over my time. So, samaḥ śhatrau cha mitre cha tathā mānāpamānayoḥ. Mana, apmana. Honor, dishonor. śhītoṣhṇa-sukha-duḥkheṣhu samaḥ. Hot, cold, happiness, sorrow, a little bit balance, equipoise. Try and find that. Saṅga-vivarjitaḥ. When they say Sangha, they are talking about kusangha here. This is in context. You have to understand the bad associations which crash land you in samsara. Tulya-nindā-stutir maunī. While staying somewhat in the middle despite criticism or accolades, they are more in silent contemplation. Try and be a maunī, muni. Santuṣhṭo yena kenachit. In most situations, they find their contentment. If they are not content in the first thought or the second thought, by the third thought, they have found their contentment. Aniketaḥ. They are travelers through this world of experiences, of samsaric reality. Sthira-matir. They have a steadfast ideas and thoughts. Bhaktimān priyo naraḥ. Their intellect has become steady in bhakti yoga. And such beings, naraḥ means beings, are very dear to me. This is the profound teaching of verse 18 and 19. Now there is only one closing verse left, verse 20. We've completed a chapter. So many blessings to each one of you. May Vishnu sleep in a beautiful yogic poise within your beings. And may you continue to enjoy being in this world, but knowing that you're traveling through. Jai Ma, take care.